Herzlich willkommen hier aus Unterföhring, der Heimat von meinem Bowling-Shop, zu einer neuen Ausgabe unserer Interviews. Heute habe ich zu Gast Kim Bolleby.
Thank you for
Herzlich willkommen. Ich werde das jetzt so machen, wir werden mit ihm in Englisch reden. Ja, wir befinden uns hier im Dreambowl Palace in Unterföhring während der Brunswick Euro Challenge. Und ja, jetzt kommen wir mal zu Kim. Kim, nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So your name is Kim Bolleby.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 27, turning 28 in August.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's a really fascinating story about you because we know each other like 10, 15 years roundabout.
Yeah.
When you start, and you start for Sweden.
Yes, I did.
When we first met. Now you're in the Thailand national team.
Yes.
How is it possible to have this, and why is it?
My mom is Thai, so I'm able to have dual citizenship.
Okay.
So I played for Sweden till about, I would say 23 years old, and I was capped from the team. So at that point, I didn't want any other person to influence my career, so I made a decision to do something about it. So then I switched to the Thai team and see what I can achieve over there.
Okay. And as soon as I know, as much as I know, it's pretty good. And a lot of good Thai players coming over to Europe and to the States.
Yeah.
Arnob was close to be player of the year at the PBA, right? Or rookie of the year.
Yes.
Rookie of the year, yeah. And that's pretty cool. So you're in the Thai team since?
Since 2015.
So you already played some World Championships or Asian Games?
I played World Championship in 2017, I would believe. And then I played SEA Games and Asian Games. So I sort of got to experience all of the Asian Championships.
So what do you think is the difference between European Games and Asian Games?
I would say there's a lot more on stake. It's a little bit of the economical side, that if you win a gold medal, silver medal, you would, in some countries you would be set for life, in some countries you would have a big bonus, or your life would probably be a lot better if you win medals.
So it's more worth in Asia than it is in Europe?
Yes.
Because sometimes you have the feeling in Europe, okay, you win the European Championships, okay, you win the European Championships.
Yeah, and you get flowers and you get a hug and
sometimes
goodbye.
See you next year.
Yeah, pretty much.
We will see. Okay, what is your biggest win, your biggest, what do you say, success you had in bowling?
Biggest success? I would say it's quite a long time, but I would say Emir Cup in 8 years ago.
Okay.
That was probably my biggest win. And then AIK this year, because it was such a long time until I had a really big on the
That was your first European title, right?
Yes, it was.
First EBT title at the AIK it's in Sweden, right?
In Sweden.
Yeah. And you're still living in Sweden, right?
Yes, I do.
What's your job?
My job, I'm working at a staffing company that's sort of for athletes. So if I have to go away for a trip, I can take a leave off work. And when I'm home, then I'm able to work. So they allow me to take free from job whenever I need to.
That's a good job.
Yeah.
I need that also. What are your goals in the near future?
My goals, I want to be successful on tour, and I want to get a lot of titles, and I want to grow my name. I want to be better and also grow my own personality, and hopefully spread that knowledge to the younger generation when I'm getting older.
It's so you mean PBA tour, right?
Yes.
So is Asian tour close to European tour?
No, I would say not.
Is it bigger?
Some events are bigger and some events are smaller, but I would say there's a little different qualification. There are usually, you play 3 games 3 times and then you get a 9-game block. On the European tour you get a 6-game block for qualifying. So I would say there's a little bit more game plan and strategy when it comes to Europe, and in Asia you have a little bit 3 games and you bowl as many times as you can, and hopefully you get a good 3-game block.
Okay. So as we see, you're on 900 global stuff.
Yes.
How does it come to this, and when you sign your contract, when do you come to this stuff?
I came to the staff about 2 years ago, and I was bowling really well with the gear back then. So it felt like an obvious choice that I was gonna choose 900 global at the time. So I was bowling with the X, I was bowling with the Truth and Dream On. So, and then they were discontinuing the Dream On, and then they were gonna remake the Dream On again. So I was really happy for that. And ever since then, I've been using my favorite balls like Truth Tour, Dream On, and of course Booyah.
Yeah.
And that's 3 balls that are always going with me everywhere.
Okay. So, what do you think about is there a difference for you at the old Dream On and the new one?
The old Dream On had a little bit more like downlay reaction. The newer ones are a little earlier, and I prefer the little earlier and newer version compared to the old one, because it gives me a little bit more stability, and of course I'm a lefty, so I like the more control one.
Yep, that's true. So your favorite balls at the moment, Booyah, Truth Tour,
and Dream On.
Dream On.
Yes.
What else you have in the back?
I'm having a Eon Infinite, one of the new releases, and White Hot Badger. That's probably one of our hottest releases right now, and what's most popular right now for us.
I can imagine you looking forward to the Honey Badger Hurricane.
Yes, that's one of them I'm really looking forward to.
Asymmetric Hurricane is not a bad thing to have, and Honey Badger core is not that bad also, so it's pretty good.
Yes.
So we're coming back to your challenge here. What are your goals for the tournament?
I'm not trying to look too far ahead. First of all, I want to make the cut. To get there, I gotta make good shots. And I haven't been bowling really good lately. I've been injured. I have had a muscle rupture, so I've been in rehab for 6 weeks. But I know my capability, and so first goal, make the cut, and then make the next goal, and the next goal for the next cut.
What do you think about the lanes?
They are a lot tougher this year, which is good. They bring the scoring pace a little lower, and I feel like you don't have to get your pace at 240 to 50s. Now you can afford a few more lower games in order to make the cut.
Yeah, I'm also looking to that. I shot 1270 yesterday with 150, so it's and that's still close.
Yeah,
I think if this is a 220, then it's pretty much in.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Many pros not coming because of the World Series and the USBC Master. Is it good for the tournament, or is it bad? What do you think?
I would say it's both good and bad. The good part is that the tournament still get as many entries as they did last year. We always want to compete against the best, so that's the sad part about it.
Yeah, that's for the player. It's not that good. For the high-end player, it's not that good. For the regular player, it's pretty good because they feel they have a chance, and they have a chance.
Exactly.
So, as you know, at the moment, World Youth Championships running in France. What do you think about the new scoring about bowling?
I personally don't like it. I'm not shy to hide it or anything. I disagree with how they started it all, because spares and open frames don't really matter that much. You don't lose a lot of points and a lot of counts on it. Like before, if you had an open frame, you had to throw a 3-bagger to sort of save the game to 2-0.
Yeah.
Now it's enough with a strike, and then you have your 200.
What would you change?
I would keep it as it is, but the difference is we don't educate our bowlers enough to, like, the bowlers outside or the non-bowlers. I feel like even though we have the new scoring system, nobody knew that it was the new scoring system. A lot of us didn't know until we actually read it. So they didn't show anywhere that they had a new scoring system. I was wondering why the scores were so high, and when I found out, and of course it made a lot of sense when.
Yeah, because scoring pace is about 15 to 20 higher than roundabout.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating. 9 spare strike to the end is 245.
Yeah.
Instead of 200.
We bowled Asian games on the new scoring system, and I started with a double open, and one more open for 210.
So 3 open.
Yeah, and that would have been 180 on the regular scoring.
Yeah.
And then next game I had 240, but then I had 6 strikes spread out everywhere, and nobody was connected to each other. So, and that would have been barely 200.
Yeah.
And that gave me 245.
Yep. Do you think it's a step into the Olympics
the new scoring system?
In my opinion, reforms have to be made. I don't know if this is the right one, but to move forward, to evaluate, you have to reform. But I'm not sure if the scoring is the right point to point out.
Yeah, it's not the right way. I think majority of is we don't educate our own bowlers. We don't educate the bowlers outside. When bowling comes on TV, we don't even explain the sport. You can have in tennis, they go 15-0, 40-0.
Nobody understands.
Yeah,
why.
nobody understands why, but it just is that way. People, if they want to learn the sport, they find out the way why it works that way.
When we're coming now to the PBA, when I watched PBA like 20 years ago, it was really funny. Oh, it was more than 25 years ago when Foss and Weber had their prime and Waterway. It was just fascinating because they're playing every week.
Yeah.
So I'm watching ESPN all the time, and then I lose the contact to PBA. I played the World Series a couple of times. Then Blue Oil came in. Nobody understands why Blue Oil makes sense. Now when Spectre was adding now with Blue Oil, it's really fascinating. So now I'm really looking forward to every TV final. What do you think about the TV final format? Is it good? Is it, because when I watched like Kyle Sherman against who was the other one? Dick Allen, the final.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
To watch. What do you think?
I think first of all the Blue Oil and the Spectre system, I think it really shows that we're actually battling something outside. If we just say oil and there's an hidden object and we can't really explain it as easy, but if we have a Blue Oil and Spectre that shows all the line, then we can explain why certain things happen and why people are standing in different places. So I think that's definitely something for the outside, that we can explain why certain things happen.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about it.
But when you watch like TV finals 2-3 years ago, when the incident with Resh and Bamboo was very quiet and everything, and you watch now, it's a party.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really, maybe in my late career, that's still a goal what I wanted to achieve, and I think you too. That's I think every competitive bowler want to achieve this goal, being on TV at the PBA tournament.
Yeah.
And I think the change from ESPN to Fox was pretty good for the PBA.
Yeah, it was a huge lift.
Yeah,
we needed that one.
Yeah, and Flow Bowling does a really good job with all that. So, you played the World Series of Bowling.
Yes.
How was it?
It was really tough this year, I would say. When it was in Reno, the scoring pace was a little higher. Now the scoring pace, I would say, well, we bowlers want it to be like a little tougher. It's gonna be challenging, and you know that always brings the best bowlers out.
Yeah, Cheetah was high scoring as every year. They change it every year, but it's still every year it's the high scoring pattern. Scorpion looks really long.
Yeah.
So they're lofting over the gutter a lot.
Yeah, early
it's
on.
harder for the left-handed, right?
Yeah, the difference is that the righties move in so quick, so it burns up the lefties' fronts. But even though the format is a little bit shorter now, it's only 5 games, so they last a little longer, which is good for us.
So there is lane dressing in between. So there's no A and B squad.
No,
it's just
one squad, and
fresh.
then they have morning block, and then they have night block on the same pattern.
And how did you do?
I did not do so good.
Okay.
I had a chance in Chameleon. I started good and had a bad night block.
Okay. So, and then you decided spontaneous to come here to Europe because it's still running.
Yeah, since I had a plan that if I wasn't gonna make any cuts, that I was gonna fly to Euro Challenge.
Okay. That's cool. So, are you coming for Track Open? It's the 10th anniversary.
I believe so. I am.
So we have a special offer for a 10th tournament. So whatever they buy in the pro shop or online shop for 160 euros or more from the brands, from the Ebonite brands, and pay 10 euros extra, they get first entry free. So I hope I can achieve some new bowlers that they're afraid of the tournament and think that's too expensive. But so on experience, Track Open seems to be pretty hard every year.
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve, and I think I see a lot of bowlers just practice and practice and practice, I like to see bowlers getting out, trying tournaments, getting back to practice, trying tournaments, getting back to practice. That's how you learn and figure out, okay, what I'm doing is the right thing or not the right thing, or which direction I need to go in order to get better.
The fascinating thing in this tournament is we use the same pattern for the last 5 years. And we have 5 different winners.
Wow.
So we had Jonas, Finland, then we had Dom, then we had Richard Tees, we had Pontus, and last year Jesper Agerbo.
Yeah.
And they all, when you see all the 5 players, they're all different.
Yeah.
Lefty, more refs, low refs, speedy, no speedy.
Yeah.
So the pattern seems to be pretty fair for anybody. You just have to play good.
Yeah, and if you're bowling good on those patterns, that means you've done it good too.
Yeah. What do you think will be the cut?
The cut?
For the Euro Challenge?
I said 1330 to 1350, but it's still a little too early to say that. But that was my speculation when I started seeing a little bit of the scores in the beginning of the week. But I'll make a better judgment on Friday night, I think.
And what I see is a lot of women.
Yes.
That's crazy. How many women playing this tournament? I think it's also because PWBA is not playing at the moment. So a lot of professional women, but the Asian women, like Malaysia and Singapore especially, a lot of women.
Yes.
And really good women.
They are really, really good.
That's fascinating. So, one last thing. What do you think is, in rankings, what rank is Thailand at the moment in Asia?
Wow. I'd say, knowledge-wise, I would say one of the top ones. And I would say easily top 4.
Okay. What's the main country in Asia?
Main country is, of course, Korea.
Korea?
Yeah.
They are awesome. They are really good.
Yeah.
And then and the other ones are pretty close, right?
Yeah.
I just saw Rafiq from Malaysia played the 300 and 820, I think, against Kyle Sherman. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also... You have to play that.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the best lefties in Asia right now.
So, Kim, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping me out with the interview.
Of course.
And I wish you good luck for the Brunswick Euro Challenge.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
And yeah, see you on the lanes. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und ich wünsche euch einen schönen Tag, viel Spaß beim Video und danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis dahin, tschüss.